guys, welcome to the Being Beautifully Honest podcast and channel. Thanks for being here, for being subbed. If you're not, hit the button, and if you're listening on YouTube, hit that like. It's like walking in the room, hitting that light switch. Let's brighten up the place and get into this politics and BS. First, I want to preface this by just going back a little bit to the politics and BS discussion that I had about Fani Willis and how I just felt, my personal opinion, which I am extremely entitled to. That's what I do over here, sharing my thoughts, my views, and my opinions on the things that I care to talk about. So I felt like she was making some horrible decisions by choosing the prosecutor that she chose, that she wound up being in a relationship with. And not saying that people don't do things like that where they hook up with people that they work with. It happens. And I'm not going to go into the every individual situation when that happens, because sometimes people who do that type of stuff, they're already in relationships, and that's never okay. And we know that he was already in a marriage. So I'm not going to go into all of those things. But the reason why I said I felt like she made horrible decisions is because you already know what you're dealing with. If you watched either some or all of her being on the witness stand in her own disqualification hearing, you heard her be questioned about her residence. And, and she had her tone, and she was definitely annoyed, aggravated, pissed off, all of the above from having to go through that. But the reason why I said I don't feel like she has anyone to blame but herself, I'm not saying that it's right that she's going through this, but she already knows what she is up against. And they're going to find every little thing to nitpick to try to have these charges dropped, and all of the things that the former president is going through legally, in my personal opinion and facts, because I'm not here to go back and forth with any people that are just supportive of him, hands down, no matter what, because there are those people. I don't have time for it. It's because of his own actions. So 91 charges, being found liable of sexual assault with E. Jean Carroll, first a $5 million defamation judgment, and then another time, because he continued to keep running his mouth, another $83 million on top of the $5 million. But people are still hands down supporting him. And that's their right to do so. I'm not going back and forth with anybody about this stuff, because like I said all the time, when I do talk about things politics based, I am not a Democrat. I am not a Republican. I'm not even an independent. But I live in this country where I see the things that are going on. And if I want to talk about something, that's my right to do so. But with that being said, why I said I felt like she was sloppy and she made horrible decisions is because the lengths that she's had to go to just protect herself, because she said, because of this trial, because of this case, I've had to move on a number of occasions. That's crazy. And so the fact that she's had to move on multiple occasions, you just have to be really careful about the decisions that you make. And honestly, being in a relationship with a man, especially one that is connected to this case that you brought on as a prosecuting attorney, just leave any sort of reasons to be questioned about that stuff alone. Wait until all of this is over, and who knows when it will be. But I'm saying maybe that wasn't the time to be getting into a relationship with anyone. Even just a one-night screw, if that was what it was going to be. I'm just saying, sometimes you really have to be selfish about your, what you call personal needs, and sacrifice that stuff for the sake of the bigger goal, which I assumed was her career. Because everybody was talking about how she's such a serious attorney, DA. People talked about her and prosecuting a lot of people in Georgia when it comes to RICO charges. There's a lot of rappers and gang affiliated people. So there's a lot of stuff when it comes to her that people give her kudos for. So I'm not going to take those things away from her. But I stand by what I said when I said that I felt like she made horrible decisions, because her being annoyed and being on that witness stand is honestly, it's unfair, but it's to be expected because of who she is, what she looks like, and you already know what I mean by that, okay? That's just that. It's not fair, but like I tell people all the time, when people get upset about a situation, well, if they were black, then this would happen. Oh, this wouldn't be happening to this person if they weren't, if they weren't black. And no, it's not right. It's not right. But if you already know how it is, then don't give them a reason to come at you with anything. And yeah, we know that there are instances when, unfortunately, you're African American, you look the way you look or whatever, and you still get treated horribly by somebody who is prejudiced or racist or superior, and they're just on mad day and they're picking on you. Those things are not right, but it happens. But don't give them a reason. And she's not, unfortunately, not Donald Trump, because the fact of the matter is, yeah, I can share my thoughts and views about how I feel like she made some horrible decisions in getting into a relationship with the man that she brought on as a prosecuting attorney, giving them space to try to question and nitpick her, and she's insulted by it, and she has a right to be insulted and feel however she wants to feel. But unfortunately, that's par for the course when it comes to this scenario, and I'll leave it like that. So, with that being said, I do believe that she has been treated unfairly. I'm not saying that she hasn't been treated unfairly, but the main man that she has charged, who is selling his mugshots and people are buying them and giving him money, okay, he can storm out of the courtroom. He can sit there and talk back to the judge, talk about the people on his own social media platform, and having people with pitchforks and burning crosses, if you will, and nooses and ropes and guns and all these other things ready to do whatever they're threatening to do to these people that he's calling out on his social media platform. Fani Willis isn't doing any of those things and hasn't done any of those things. She was screwing somebody. Okay, I don't think that her screwing this man has anything to do with trying to take the former president down. I don't think that has anything to do with the price of tea in China. But because of who it is and all it surrounds, I knew that when I started hearing about this was going to become an issue. So I understand her being on the witness stand and being annoyed and aggravated, but she wouldn't have been in that position had she just made some different decisions, period. Leave your private areas alone for a little bit, sacrifice that for the sake of the job that you have put so much time and effort into, to not throw it all in the garbage, and not so much to say, get him, but don't throw all of your hard work away, because she had been working on this for a while before she came out and made the announcements about the charges against the 19, including the former president. So that's my point. So, with that being said, there definitely is a difference. The differences are not fair, but they are real. And we have all had to deal with that when it comes to being either an African American woman versus a Caucasian male. This is the differences that exist, and we know it. And no, it's not 1965, but it's still the United States of America. And you're still seen, no matter how far you've gotten in your career, you're still seen as that African American woman. And some people are going to look at her to say, how dare she? The audacity to try to charge. our former president. Who does she think she is? So they're going to nitpick. They're going to scrutinize. It's not fair, but that's what happens. But yeah, the former president, he's been in the New York trial. He's come in to try to intimidate E. Jean Carroll. He was talking about her in front of the courthouse when he was ordered and demanded to stop defaming her. He was still doing it in public and on social media. He would get up and storm out of the courtroom. He was sitting there, have to be chastised by the judge. I mean, a lot of things have transpired that was not right that he was doing. And all they just pretty much do is tap him on the wrist. All right, Donald, you should not be doing that. And then Fani, she's annoyed and pissed off because she's being questioned about her personal relationship that she was in, about why did you have cash in your house? Why did you give him money? Where did you get the money from? Like, she's like, I'm not on trial. Like, why are you asking me these things? Because you're Fani Willis. Because you look like you look. Because you have the audacity to be charging the former president that they still want to be the president of the United States. And some of them want him to be the king, the ruler forever, the dictator, the authoritarian. You just have to know that you were going to be nitpicked and scrutinized. And if they could find something on you, they were going to. And when I saw the clips of former president accusing her of sleeping with a former gang member or whatever, I was like, oh my God. I didn't believe it. But I was just like, when I read those things, I said, yeah, they're going to try to find something on her. I didn't believe that, and I still don't. And nothing has come out regarding that being true. But again, I say, when I heard those things happening, I knew that they were going to try to find something on her. So the fact that she chose to bring someone on the prosecuting team that she was choosing to have a relationship with, whether it was casual sex or a full-blown relationship that just ended or whatever, and then the optics being horrible because the man was married, like, it just, they're going to do those things. So yeah, she's not on trial. She shouldn't be put under the microscope for the personal relationship things. It's not like she was screwing the judge that's over the case. I mean, seriously. But yet and still, they're going to use whatever they can to try to milk their way out of this situation. I don't think it's going to work. I don't believe that she's going to be disqualified. Because I also do believe that the governor of Georgia was the one that put her on this. It wasn't like she just waved her hand in the air to say, hey, is it okay if I try to find some things on the former president so that we can prosecute him? No. The former president was the one that was trying to get the governor, the Secretary of State, Raffensperger, I believe his name is, and a number of other people to, all I need is for you to find whatever the number was, he said, votes, which was basically saying, give me the state. Give it to me. And they would not do it. These men are Republicans, you know? So with that being said, I don't believe that they're going to disqualify her from this. I believe this is just a humiliation thing that she's going through, and she's just going to have to eat it because of the decisions that she made. But no, if we want to sit and compare her to former president, is apples and oranges. It really is. And it's not fair, but so many things happen that are not fair to African Americans, and we know it, you know? So with that being said, I just wanted to talk about that quickly, guys. Let me know your thoughts in the comment section. Thanks for being here, for liking and subscribing. I'm Beth, just being beautifully honest. So until next time, I wanted to keep it brief, beautiful, and now I'm going to say bye.